police helicopters are equipped with infrared imagers, basically the video camera that detects heat, not visible light. And what that allows us to do essentially is see in the dark, which is very valuable at nighttime for a police helicopter.
He's behind that tree. He's right there. You're going right at him. He just hit a tree, flipped over, and the car's on fire.
San Diego, California, 1995. No amount of training or high-tech equipment could have prepared an officer for the extreme challenge that occurred in this chase. It was a day the police department will never forget. The day a tank rampaged through the streets of San Diego. The M60 battle tank is one of the Army's most advanced weapons. Police learned that the tank had been stolen from a nearby Army Reserve unit. It was obvious that the driver knew how to operate the tank and had one thing in mind: destruction.
As law enforcement, we're not trained to deal with an armored vehicle, especially a tank, and this was the United States of America's main battle tank. Because of my military background, I know that this tank and its capabilities, it was designed for one thing: to go to war and kill.
Detective Paul Paxton knows firsthand the extensive damage a tank can do. During the Gulf War, Paxton saw action in a Marine Armored Division.
It's a weapon on tracks and wheels, and at that time it was the biggest gun in the city of San Diego. It was obviously driving a weapon down our city streets, and I was concerned it might be armed. As we were following this tank, the main gun tube of the tank was pointed at us the entire time.
I heard on another frequency an officer really excited, practically screaming into his microphone, saying something about chasing a tank. And I listened to it for a couple seconds, and I thought, gosh, I can't hardly believe this. I told my partner, we better start to head for Linda Vista. And I said, they're chasing a tank up there. And he said, what?
Officer Todd Yeager is a member of ABLE, San Diego's airborne law enforcement unit. Yeager is one of the first on the scene.
The very first question was, ABLE, do you see any way we can stop this tank? And I paused for a second, and I said, no.
Ground and air units follow the tank, watching helplessly as it blasts through parked cars and motorhomes. Quiet residential streets are soon cluttered with debris, left in the tank's path of destruction.
He was running over cars and driving through motorhomes, and nobody knew at the time if they were occupied or not. So we got on the helicopter PA and started telling people.
San Diego Police Department, everybody go back in your house, get off the street. This is the San Diego Police Department. Everybody get off the street, go back into your house.
While we were chasing the tank, it seemed like he would just run over an object, whether it be a vehicle or a bus bench, a light standard. He hit right in front of us. He drugged the light standard, which was a traffic signal light standard, for about a block until it fell off the tank and it blocked the path of all the pursuing police cars.
The massive tank seems invincible, and the police appear powerless. In his white four-wheel drive police Bronco, Paxton continues to close in on the tank.
On the streets of San Diego is a 105mm rifle bore main gun, and the bullet on that thing is bigger than the back seat of this car. Plus the fact we got a person that's obviously trained and knows how to operate this thing. Police departments aren't equipped to deal with a war-type machine.
It was like sitting in the helicopter and watching some wild movie unfold in front of you, who are supposed to bring this thing to an end, realizing that you don't have any answers.
Oh my God. He's going to try and take the bridge out. Able, it's a pedestrian bridge. There's nobody on it right now. Okay, yeah, stay away from that bridge if he takes it down. We're getting changed to.
Requests for assistance go out to National Guard units and SWAT teams, but they have no answers. The police are about to contact the Marines at Camp Pendleton when Officer Paxton comes up with a plan. but the idea sounds suicidal.
If I could get close to the tank, I could assess if I can board the tank. I know how to stop it from that point.
Somebody needs to do something.
As Paxton jockeys his vehicle into position, the tank plows into a center divider.
Oh my God. Abel, he's just high-centered it on the center divide. He's stuck. There's no way he's getting off that.
It was pretty spectacular. He jumps this freeway divider and